There we go. Alright, so today I'm going to be doing some of my Warhammer models. Right now I'm going to finish up my 2 Plague Marines, and I have my Plague Crawler, Lord of Contagion, Bright Hauler, 6 Pox Walkers, and 2 champions left to do. And hopefully all this works properly. Let's see, what was I doing last? Looks like I finished off all the bronze detailing. Yes. Yeah, and I had moved on to doing lead Belcher for him. Yeah, I missed a few places on the grenade, but that's fine for now. Did the back chain, did the vents. Okay, I'll move over and do lead Belcher on this guy. I'll probably do this for an hour or so until I get tired. Because I got some other stuff to do today. Well, actually, mind you, I don't have too much to do today. But I do need to get this army at least mostly ready for my first game on Tuesday. Against, I'm playing against the store owner of the hobby shop I go to. So, I'm hoping that everything works out there. Tell me if everything looks good for you guys, because I just have my light turned on right now. Lead Belcher. Lead Belcher. The one thing that kind of sucks with lead Belcher is just the fact that it takes quite a few shakes to get going. And there we go. There's the nice metallic. And I'm just trying to remember how I did the last one. Okay, there. I'll be changing up this one a bit compared to this one. I'm going to do some silver highlights on the green bits here, just to make them a bit different so it doesn't look all the same. But for that one I'm going to get my smaller brush that I bought. Just because I want to be careful with how I do it. Just the tiniest dab. Okay, well, a little bit more than that. Man, I missed quite a few areas with my, the bronze. There we go, that should be a little bit better. Just got my arm under my wire right now. Have my phone plugged in so it doesn't die on me while I do this. So this, yeah, that makes it so much easier now. I also have my magnifying glass attached to my light that I can use if I can't see any of the smaller details, but right now I'm just hunched over my phone. I think this should come out pretty nice. I'm not trying to be perfect, just trying to be passable, really, considering these are some of my first few models I've ever done. Alright, that's one side done. Actually, I missed one tiny speck, which is gonna kind of annoy me. There we go. You know, when I was a child, I used to watch a shit ton of Bob Ross. Feels like I'm doing that right now, honestly. Just trying to focus and make conversation at the same time, which is a little bit hard, but you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. There we go. This side's going a bit faster because I know what I'm doing, thanks to the other side. Now, the one thing that is daunting to me right now is the Lord of Contagion. Because boy howdy, that's a nice big model. I bought him secondhand, already primed though, in DeathGuard green. The only thing is I have no references for how he should be painted up, and I don't have many paints. I did go and buy the not the Get Started set. I did buy one of those though, but no, I bought the one of the box sets where you get 6 paints and 3 models. They have one for Space Marines and one for DeathGuard. I picked up one of each, so I have 6 paints for my DeathGuard. I have Lead Belcher, Agrax Shade for the bases. I'll move some of these over so I can properly get them in frame. Lead Belcher, Agrax, or Armageddon Dust, I mean. DeathGuard Green, Raykarth Flesh, Balthazar Gold, and Agrax Earthshade. And I also picked up this while I was at the store the other day. Screamin' Pink, or Screamer Pink. I think that'll do a nice velvet for the capes of my Lord of Contagion here. And while I do his cape with a nice Screamin' Pink, I think that should do a nice velvet effect. For up here at least, and then I'll probably switch to Raykarth Flesh for the bottom here, and then do all the chains. Other than that, I'm not sure what else I'm gonna really paint it up like. Yeah, it'll be fun at least to see how it goes. Anyway, back to this model for now. Where was I? There. I was debating for a bit about getting into Warhammer. I wanted to do it for a couple of years, but, you know, one of the issues is just time and money. Money wasn't really a problem for me, it was mainly the time investment, and also it's just such a daunting franchise when you look at it. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, well, let me see if I can just adjust my fin a little bit. And there, how's that? I think that's a bit better. Basically, my setup is right now, my phone is sitting in a small vise that is attached to a plank of wood that is sitting on my desk. Because I do not have a webcam. I need this stuff painted for Tuesday. So I'm not really waiting for one to come in. But this works for now. But yes, Warhammer. You know, one of the things that was slightly off about getting into it was just the fact that 9th edition is rolling around, which I was debating whether or not. Some of my friends said wait until 9th edition comes out to get into it. I'm gonna switch to my smaller brush, or my larger brush now. Some of my other friends that do Warhammer said, you know, wait for 9th edition to roll out first. That way you know the meta of the game and which armies are going to be the good ones, blah 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 blah. That's not really something I care too much about. So, set that back in. Oh, get in there. There we go. And switch to my other brush for now. I don't really know what's too much in frame or not. And about... yeah, fuck it. Yeah, my one friend, he does Imperial Guard over in Australia. And that was something I wanted to do. Actually was interested in the Tau, and I am planning on collecting them one day, but because of the starter kits and such I bought a bunch of DeathGuard, and they're really nice, and also Papa Nurgle Bless. So I just went with DeathGuard instead for now. Got my whole 500 point army ready. I also have some Imperial Guard stuff still in the box I need to build. The Get Started kit and a Sentinel Scout, because I like Sentinel Scouts, and fuck the meta of people saying Sentinel Scouts are shit, they look nice. So I wanted one. So I bought one. What else is silver on here? The chains, that's right. Or not chains, but the pipes. Now what I may do is actually take the Screaming Pink and use it for the fleshy bits on here, because I kind of want to see what the color looks like. But we'll see what happens. For right now I'm focused mainly on getting this painted. I just missed a speck on here, so there we go, much better. That's what half of this is noticing you missed an area and going back to it. Cool, alright, looks better. Okay, did those. One pipe that is exposed right in here. Adjust and I know at times you guys may not be able to see too much, I know. But mainly it's because I'm trying to get a good angle to get into those creases in the back. There we go. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, just feel free to ask. Otherwise, we're just going to be chilling here for a bit while I do all this. Do I plan on doing all my models on stream? Probably not. Mainly because there's a lot of them. I'll probably do this one, and then maybe do my Plague Bright Hauler. Or one of the other ones. Just because those ones are large and will take a while. I have to get my bronze back and do this piece that I forgot here. Okay, otherwise, where else needs silver? Yep, I'll leave the gun for last because that's always the largest and hardest part to do. Okay, there we go. And I need to do the exposed pipe here. There we go, and the chains. I didn't realize how much paint was on this. And that, whoopsie doopsie. And now I need to do the paint down the front as well for the chains. Here, I'll pull out my first model as eye candy. So this is the first model I've ever done. My friends say I did really well on it with Shane and such. Let me try and get this into focus. There we go. So obviously the bony bits are much darker than normal. I went a bit heavy on the shading with this one, mainly because I didn't know how heavy to go. Come on, focus. You're like almost there. Well, it wishes not to focus. There we go. So yeah, shading a bit heavy, but yeah, my friends say I did pretty well on it, so that's always a good bonus when you know, the people that do Warhammer for a while say, hey, pretty fucking good for your first time ever. So that was my first model, and this was my second model. I haven't shaded this one yet, at least, because and I wanted to see what it would be like without shading, but I think I will shade it just to get the greens to be a bit darker, because as now it's kind of I know it doesn't look dark enough, so I'll probably shade it later. But for now, back onto this one. So I apologize for it constantly coming in and out of focus. Obviously my phone is not the smartest. Neither am I, but hey ho, what you gonna do? It's on the head. Just do the smallest dollops. And how did I do this one? There. Bronze down the front. Bronze on the left. Silver on the right. I need to wash off my brush a bit. It's starting to get a little bit too... And that's usually always the issue. Alrighty. There we go. Just dry poorly. Do his little head bits. There we go. That's looking pretty good. I'm just gonna put some music on for myself, because otherwise I'll die of boredom in about 5 minutes. I wish I could do the same for you guys, but I don't know how to do that through mobile, so... Unless I shove my headphones over my phone, which I don't think y'all want. Man, my phone is really running hot now. Alright. I think now is just the gun. Yes, gun time. I still have all my Space Marines to do as well. I have like over 12 Space Marines. I think I'll do them as the Salamanders. I enjoy the Salamanders. Kinda don't like the Ultramarines. They go a little bit heavier on the silver. There we go. It's coming along nicely. I just gotta make sure not to throw too much on it so it doesn't ebb into the cracks. And so I kind of start on the flat bits and then work out. Got my back. Oh, hold on. Being hunched over kind of sucks. Okay. Yeah, Streamlabs on mobile isn't the greatest. Mainly because it doesn't give you half the categories. Well, actually, it doesn't give you any categories. It just asks you to type it in. I don't know if it auto-default throws you in a category or not. I was debating about whether I should have put Paint in or Warhammer 40k. I went with 40k because that is what I'm doing. But, we'll see how it goes. Don't really care about too many people watching because I have a lot of people watching what I'm doing and analyzing how I'm painting, and probably more people that are better and wiser at it than me. And the last thing I want to be told is how I'm painting wrong, when I already know I probably am. So I'm gonna just do what I do. I do really want to use my Screamin' Pink though on this. I think that would look really nice. That with the Rakarth flesh. I think a mixture of the two on certain different parts would look nice. I have a couple ideas in mind for where to place them. Now I just have to make sure I actually remember to do it. Which that is a 50-50. Because the pustules here on the side and the front I'll do as a Rakarth flesh. But then the tube in here and some other places I'll do as Screamin' Pink. I think that should be a nice contrast. Will it actually look nice? Don't know. We'll see. Worst comes to worst, it looks kinda odd, but then it's my odd DeathGuard. That's one nice thing is, you know, they may be painted shittily, but you did them yourself. And they're your models. And also the worse that you paint them means no one ever will be able to copy that. So ironically, just paint all of them like, you know, super hot pink or something. Won't work for the Tyranids though, because they usually do that. Just a few areas where it's kind of still green I can see. So just touching up the paint there at the moment. Otherwise I need to be careful I don't accidentally paint over the decals here with that's the Balthazar gold. Or as I like to say, just fucking bronze. That is one thing I find humorous, is the names of everything. I'm pretty sure the Space Marines and human factions have their own type of gold. Because Balthazar gold is supposed to be more of a bronze when it dries and everything. At least that's how my friends explained it. I should actually probably crack open my Space Marine paints and bother doing them one day. Mind you, I have built all the models, just haven't painted them up yet. So, fun. Okay, that's done there. I gotta slowly work my way forward to where all the trim is. And paint over where the poor cuts were, where there's a little bit of plastic residue. Yeah, it's looking good so far. There's a really good video on YouTube. It's more of a documentary than anything. Called 3 Friends Spend $3,000 on Warhammer. God, that video is fucking hilarious. Basically, it's the documentary of 3 friends. I think actually 4. But they decide to just go all into Warhammer because they were going to do a tabletop board game channel. And one of the friends was already into Warhammer, mentioned, hey, why don't we do Warhammer? And they're like, sure. And they just immediately go out and they plan to start making a 2,000 point army, which anyone that plays Warhammer knows that is quite a fucking lot to start with. Comparatively, my entire DeathGuard army here is about 550 points, give or take, depending on the different things I take with them. But that consists of 6 Poxwalkers, 6 Plague Marines, Lord of Contagion, a Plague Crawler, and a Blight Hauler. Which, the hobby shop owner said, you know, Blight Haulers are kind of situational. Frankly, I just need something to get my points up there. But I finished building my Plague Crawler yesterday. First time I ever glued one of the models together. Everything I bought so far has been easy to build. So it's been all easy pins and such. That was my first time ever having to glue them all together, and I did it with no mistakes that I can tell. Which, as long as I cannot tell the mistakes, I am happy. Now, I just hope the one thing I didn't do is break the rules, because on the side you can choose between 2 different variants of guns. I think of the Plague Splitter, or the Plague Spitter, and the Entropy Cannon, I think it was. I did one of each. Not sure if you have to do one or the other, but I did one of each. So we'll see what happens. Because frankly, it's always good to have just shit tons of guns. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't look too bad, guys. I'm getting a lot of paint on myself, but that is fine. Frankly, I'm just trying to make it slightly entertaining for you guys, but I know also a good chunk of people would just probably put this in the background to listen to. I just gotta do the bullets, and then I think that's silver, or the lead Belcher, I mean, done. Just gonna do underneath the model, so hold on. You guys won't be able to see much, but I am trying to pay attention to what I'm doing right now, so there we go. I also have a full Necron army I bought, used, that's like already painted and such. Alright, there we go. So, got the silver done here, got all of it done on the gun. God damn it. Alright, well that just flipped the model on the other side for me. Got the chains done here, there. the vent, the small bit back here. Chains here, I need to get my bronze for that. The pipes and such. Apologies for the quality, it's hard to do this on the phone. Cool, alright, so I think that's silver done. And I already, or lead Belcher, and I already did lead Belcher on this one. And those are my 2 done models. So I'll just wash this paintbrush off, get my bronze back for a split second, and do that. And then, what's next? I have my, the DeathGuard paint set next to me, so lead Belcher. Next will be, the right card, Flesh. So we'll do that. And then, I'll deviate a little bit and do my Screamin' Pink. I don't know how it's gonna be. I'm hoping it'll look good. It looked like the most velvety paint they had on the shelves there. Which, holy shit, there's so many goddamn paints. And then they have them sectioned out into like Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, Warhammer Fantasy. And then they also have for different things like Lord of the Rings. And God, the hobby shop is very nice. I can't wait to go on Tuesday and try out with the army. I should probably send a message to the shop owner and ask or show him my army. It's gonna be my first game, so we'll see how it goes. Balthazar Gold. Do a little shaky shake. You just gotta shake these really fucking well, I find. And sometimes I don't, and they come out a bit muted, and they don't have their shininess, which means I have to then close it back up, shake it for a little bit more. It's still a little bit muted. Doesn't have the kind of chunks of reflective material in it. There we go, that's a bit better. Yeah, there we go. Now I just need a little bit for the eyepiece and the bit at the back. There we go. Good, good. And a little bit too much paint there. And I accidentally spread a little bit on the leg, but that'll be fine. Alright. So it's Balthazar, pretty much done. And time to move on to the Rakarth Flesh. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good day so far. Alright, oops. Rakarth Flesh, there we go. I don't think this one needs too much of a shake, but I may as well. I'll probably just finish off these models and then take a break for now. Probably go do something else for a wee bit. I don't think I shook this enough. Let me apply it here and we'll see. No, it's kind of really dripping out of the pot right now. But I don't think it looks too bad comparatively, because it'll be shaded down. So yeah, I think it's good. I should also get a nice yellow for the pustules. but that shall be for another time and other models. For now, I shall do what I can with what I have. I still have my DeathGuard army to, or not DeathGuard, Imperial Guard to build and paint as well, but I don't have any of the paints for them. So, I'll need to go and buy them. And then I also have the paints to paint all my Space Marines as Ultramarines. But, fuck Ultramarines, am I right? Salamander's best Astartes. Probably. I don't know, maybe mostly I just like the Salamanders because of, you know, the Emperor had a Texas speech device and fucking Vulcan. God damn it. I love them. Vulcan lives. Yeah, Texas speech is kind of what got me into Warhammer. Well, I was into it beforehand, but, you know, Texas speech is really what allowed me to understand the world and what was going on in it. And also I understood a lot of the lore from it through in-jokes and gags, which is the best way to learn about anything, honestly. Yeah, fucking kitten. The hardest part with doing these models sometimes is just remembering that, you know, they're 3D and therefore have 3 sides and 3 dimensions. Which means 3 times the amount of times you can fuck up on it. So yeah, I'll leave this tube in for Screamin' Pink, as well as this fleshy tube in at the back, and this one in there. Oh, and the ones that are up here on the power pack. I don't know if... Camera focus, please. Camera focus. There we go. Up in here. Cool, buddy. Just... yeah, no focus. Oh well. Yeah, up in there. We'll see after if I'm able to do it properly. Keyword there is if. The one nice thing, and this is what I will say to most of people wanting to get into Warhammer, probably best bet is starting with a Chaos army, mainly because you can be afforded as many mistakes as possible, because, you know, they're Chaos and they just kind of do whatever the fuck they want for the most part. So if you make any mistakes painting them or gluing bits together or snap pieces off, and you repair it with like broken bits and everything, and there's a chunk of glue or something, you can just take some paint and kind of oh shit, I got some on the bronze, damn it. Oh, that's fine, it's now part of the flesh. But yeah, you can then get away with it a bit easier, which is always nice. And also say, you know, start small, obviously. The get started kits are nice, except they may be a little bit daunting, because, you know, if you've never done it before, and you never had to glue hobbies together, you may be a bit daunted. So I'd say pick up the paint sets, because the models are easy to build, and then also pick up some easy to build things. Like, I think the, what is it called? The mech that the Space Marines have, It's not that big. It's a smaller mech. I can't remember what it's called right now. I think it starts with an R. Redeemer, Redemption, Reclaimer. No, I can't remember what it is. Yeah, they have that and the Blight Hauler right now for the easy to build stuff. Now with 9th edition rolling around, they are going to be, the star sets are going to be Necron and Space Wolves, I think, or Necron and just Ultramarines. So we could see a change in the easy to build stuff becoming Necron stuff, which would be nice because I need some stuff for my Necron army. I mean, my Necron army is like, I'm buying it, you know, pre-made, so it's already ready to go, but I don't know much about the Necrons, so I don't really feel that well using them, and also it's weird using someone else's army that's painted and ready to play. The biggest point of contention for me is some of it isn't painted, which means I have to paint it, which it's weird finishing what someone else has left off, you know? I don't know. Just feels like something sacred that I shouldn't be touching with. Especially because the dude got Rivet because he has no free time, which is ironic considering that everything's going on right now. So I felt kind of bad buying it off of him. But for $500 you can't really beat an entire army. And also I got an orc army with it that's mainly in bits and pieces at the moment. He bought it from some dude that had it in his basement. He bought for 100, so he sold it to me for 100. So in total, I spent 500 for everything. Which, yeah, 2 complete armies for like $500 is not a bad deal. Oh, mostly complete the Necrons. There's a couple that are still need to be made and such. Well, that was a bit messy. Oh well. Just working away on this. What day are we today? Sunday? I think we're Sunday. Hopefully everyone's having a good Sunday. Or whatever day it could possibly be. Okay, am I missing any bits on it? I don't think so. Now is that all for the Raykarth flesh? I got tendril there. Oh, there's a little bit of green splosh I missed. Just off to the side there. Okay, there we go. Oh, I forgot about the tendrils up in here. Apologies, I keep moving the models up and up and up. And I know it's kind of shit to see things at the moment. I'm gonna try and get myself an external camcorder that I can just set up so it'll be a bit easier and not have to use my phone. Which feels like it's about to overheat and explode at any moment, so that'll probably be my cue to leave in a bit. Otherwise, if it gets too hot, it's gonna shut down anyway. which that's going to be an anticlimactic end, really. But I would like to at least get this model done. Screaming pink for that. Okay, I think that's it for 10 drills and such. That requires the Raykarth flesh. Is there anything else out front that needs it? No, I don't believe so. Okay, so Raykarth flesh is completed.